Hello you guys, welcome back to the Budgeting Bunny. This is Dominique, and for this video I'm going to give you guys a brief update on if I made my 6K goal for the month of July. So if you want to see if I did, then keep watching. Okay, so July is over, it's ended, it's done, and the reason why I haven't posted yet is because I was debating if I should, if I should wait until the last check that I got for July to come in. So the very last week of July, I wasn't going to get paid that check until the second week of August. So I was debating if I should take that check and throw it in with July, seeing how those hours were worked in July, or if I should just keep it in August since it was technically paid out in August. So after deliberation, I decided that check came in August, so technically it counts as an August check. And with that being said, I did not meet my goal for 6K. Instead, I have made $5,310. So let's go over how the spending was for this month. Okay, so pretty much this started from June 20th to July 31st. I had about 20% go to expenses, 15% went to savings, 50% went to bills, and 15% went to debts. So my income was $5,310. So I was short from goal. My expenses were $1,064, bills were $2,239, savings was $837, and debts were $1,170. So this was my incomes from both jobs. So job A was my old job. Pretty much I used to work there full-time, now I only work there part-time. New job is the job that I work full-time. So I got paid the 1st, 15th, and 29th of the month. So pretty much I started off pretty strong, but then this week was the week that I had my 2 weeks notice in. So I put my 2 weeks notice in this week, and this is 1 week's worth of work. I did cut a little bit more hours so I could work somewhere else, but that's pretty much that, and that's why it wasn't the original $1,450. So I was $1,000 short on that check. Moving forward was side hustle for the summer. Those ones were also pretty short because everyone was working in the morning. They had hours to give, but the hours were afternoon shifts, and I wasn't willing to do an afternoon shift. So that's how that went. They did invite me back for the holiday season, so we'll see how that goes. But I was estimating $825, and I was going to do 25 hours a week, but I ended up doing like 9 hours, 18 hours, 20 hours, 12 hours. So that's just how that went. I'm still waiting for their last check to come in next week in August, so that's going to be added to the August paycheck, but this job is done for the summer, and I will debate if I go back in the holiday season. Lastly, new job, I got paid $892, and that pretty much added a nice bump into my pay. This job, we get paid every week, but when you work your first week, there is a way that you can get paid at the end of that week, but I haven't set that up yet. Therefore, I couldn't get paid by the end of the week, so I have to wait until the following Friday to get the paycheck of what I earned the week before, if that makes sense. So that's why the 31st of July check isn't here. Because it wasn't paid out until August. So I decided to count it with August. But let's go over how I went. For challenges, I saved so far $811. I was only set to save 400, but I was doing summer Sunday savings challenge, so I had to save every Sunday. So I saved over 129% of this goal. Next was expenses. Everything was hit on the mark. Some stuff exceeded, some stuff did not. I was working 3 jobs during this time, so that's why gas was higher, grocery was higher, household stayed the same. Beauty, I didn't spend that much on. It wasn't a priority to me. Fun money, family came into town, so made sure I had extra money to spend with nieces and nephews. Shopping was over, health was where it needed to be, and then I had to spend $73 in miscellaneous. We had a family reunion, and we all had to chip in around $73 to pay for like the food catering. So that was a miscellaneous expense that I completely forgot to budget into, but beats spending it on a credit card, right? And then lastly was my bill section. Everything was pretty much was the only section that I didn't have to spend extra money on besides my car, and that was only by $10. So yeah, all that was good. For expenses, I was at 112%, and here I was at a perfect 100%. Yeah. Okay. Lastly, debts. I only paid $170 for student loans. I did put $1,000 down on my credit card. Um, if I would have brought in that last $1,000 and added to July's breakdown, then that would have went straight towards student loans. But it paid out in August and it didn't pay out in July. Therefore, it is what it is. So I only met 54% of this goal. So yeah, that's how July went for me. I was pretty astonished that for bills, I don't really spend that much. Even though it's a lot of money, it's a lot. But it's not compared to like expenses. So I think I need to get my expenses down because I shouldn't just be having almost $1,000 go away for expenses, where in the past I only had to spend $500 for expenses. Now it's like at 1,000. So that's something that I need to cut back on. I'm okay with savings and whatnot. I didn't put nothing in emergency fund, but I'm okay with savings because everything that's done with the blue binder is either going to go to student loans or it's going to go to my savings account. So I'm okay with savings being higher than what it's supposed to be. But yeah, so that was the breakdown of July, and I will be getting August up and ready. The first check just came in, so I will be planning it before I spend it so everything could be held accountable. But with that being said, I have nothing else to speak about. So I was shy on my goal. I only met it by 89%. But better than nothing, right? I tried my best. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day. See you. Bye.